Yatuli Vinguni Yatuami no Baba Yatuli China Lakaway to Kusway. One day. That's gonna blow my fucking mind. Oh, Jesus, I have to quit now. Polar bear. It's not a smile, it's a grimace of pain. They've pinned the bow tie right into him. I love those pages on Facebook where you see like the polar bear on like the dwindling piece of ice. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, we should save the polar bears. Do you know how much like damage they do every year? Like, you know what that polar bear's thinking? 45. I bet I could orphan 45 walrus children by the end of the day. If I'm efficient, and I think I am. Oh man. I was on Facebook today, obviously. I'm young. Have you heard of that page, Humans of New York? Yeah. If you haven't, it's where they like go to like the streets of New York and they like talk to people and they're like, what's your story? And the guy's like, I sucked dick for heroin for 20 years. And everyone in the comments was like, oh my god, how brave. I saw one that was absolutely my favorite of all time. This girl goes, my mom, I'm paraphrasing. She's like, my mom asked me to turn on the light in the house or whatever. And I told her to go fuck herself. And she tripped over something and then broke her arm. She never left the hospital because she died of cancer a week later. Oh. And then she said, I blame myself every day. That's a really bitchy way to make everything about yourself. Holy shit. That's such a reach. She passes by that light every day. She's like, oh, I did that. It makes me wonder if, like, she walked out of her apartment on 9/11, and she's like, oh, man, I knew I forgot to take the trash out. Every time. Some shit happens every time. Oh, my gosh. I understand that feminism is important, I think. I understand that it used to be very important, because there was a time when, like, you would trade like your daughter for like 8 goats. And that's not cool. I get that. I'm with you. But now like internet feminism seems to be going a little far. Like there's ones where they're like, I should be able to wear my 2-inch miniskirt in a forest at 2 a.m. Why? Why should you be able to do that? Why is that a right that you're fighting for? Like, I can't wear a shirt into South Central LA that says, fuck Negroes, and I'm totally fine with not having that right. That is a boundary that I'm perfectly fine with. I understand why, and I'm not fighting for it. Just relax, it's fine. I'm gonna be honest, I've never done a set this long. This is the longest. Well, I say that. I did 30 minutes for some cancer kids, but they'll laugh at anything. So it doesn't matter. It means nothing. I was watching porn last night. And it's great because my whole family and they'll be like, that porn bit was done. My parents drove me to comedy. It's a way more depressing thing than driving me to soccer. But at least I try here. Porn, that's right. So I was watching porn last night, and there's like it's like a video, there's like a whole wall of videos, and you just gotta be like, that one. Because you can't get through it all. I've tried. It's not for lack of trying. But this one said, crack whore date goes wrong in all caps. It's not very compelling. That's what you expect. If it had said, crack whore date goes surprisingly well, I would have been there in a second. Really? She found herself. He really gets her. The voices in her head are saying, "You go, girl." He gets itchy sometimes too. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. I like traveling. I like to travel a lot. I went backpacking in Europe for 35 days in the summer. And the first question a lot of people ask, well, if you're like a young guy, is like, oh, did you get laid? Did you get laid on the trip? Did you get laid? No. And here's why. You're never at 100% when you're backpacking. You're never even at 5. 2 is like your max. Because, oh, I was gonna shower, but the train's leaving in 40 minutes, and I don't really have time. So then, oh, you're like, fuck, this is the 5th day in a row. Hey, what's up? You wanna go hang out by the river? No. Definitely not. Did you know that Paris is changing their slogan, their town motto, to not another cafe? Now, Europe was weird though, because like I don't know what I expected. Like I expected Paris and like Rome to be, you know, they have like their history, but I expected them to be somewhat modern. But then I went to places like Budapest, and like you go to like a cafe. That's how you pronounce it. Budapest. There's like an ST, but they like trick you. You like go to a cafe and like the chick's like texting while she's working. And you're like, I could have done this at home. What culture are you bestowing upon me? But yeah, I went to Amsterdam. It's like a favorite place of a lot of people. They have the red light district. Yeah. You know, if you don't know what it is, because nobody said anything. It's like an area where these ladies get in the windows and then they're like, look at me, but don't take pictures. And you can pay €50 to come in and, you know, have sexual relations. But so me and my buddy, the first night we were there, we're like, tomorrow night, we're coming back. We're gonna experience fucking life. It's only €50 or whatever, it's a lot, but we'll take the hit, because we're just gonna be able to say that we did it. And then we went back, and it was like the same. Like, I know that doesn't sound weird, because it's always like that, but like the first day you're there, you're like, oh, this is all for me! You feel special, and then you go back, and you're like, no, this is fucking sad. So, to cheer up, we got really high, and we went to the Anne Frank house. That's some inspiring shit there. We picked up some girls at the Anne Frank house, so yeah, that's something me and the Nazis have in common. I love that part of the show. Yeah, so I was watching like old sci-fi. Like, did you ever watch like old like 80s, 70s sci-fi? I love it because they want to be like technologically advanced, but they only have like a graphing calculator. So the actors have to like make do. And one's like, I was watching Doctor Who, and he's like telling his companion, he's like, yo, he didn't say it like that. I'm paraphrasing again. He's like, yo, that's a line right now, yeah? When that stops being a line, let me know. And then he like walks off screen. And she's like, Doctor, it's turned into a circle. And so, because that's all I can do is just like line and circle. So he has to be like, fuck, a circle! Oh no! Oh, all the stress. Oh my gosh. I love 30s. I like the idea of like 30s bank robbers, you know, where they like go from town to town out in the Midwest and they just like rob a bunch of banks. They're like driving down the street with like all the money like flying out of the windows because they can't afford windows. It's weird. All right, inconsistencies are fine. But they like that was such an amazing time because they didn't have DNA testing. How is everybody not robbing banks? It's just like they're not going to catch you. If you get over the hill and like turn left a little bit, they're like, oh, there's nothing we can do. We're kind of at a dead end here. The case has gone cold. You don't have to leave the town, you just have to turn enough times that the cops lose track. If you got over the state line in Missouri or some shit, that money is yours. Even if the cops are standing right there, they can only go halfway across the bridge before they're like, well, good job. I'm gonna be so bummed out if in 70 years somebody tells that exact same joke about right now. They're like, man, it was so easy back then. It was just DNA. They didn't have the future squad to know that you were going to do it before you did. I got really confused when you were talking about the light. I don't know how it works, so I'm just going to keep going. Whatever, it's working. Stop something if it's not broken. Today was interesting. I woke up to this outside. Like I live at Marina Del Rey. I can't afford it. I live with my parents. So it's like good, but you'll never achieve this. And you stay this way. So anyways, there's my apartment overlooking like the boats because it's dope. And there's like a street there. So I wake up hearing out my window, y'all need to start accepting Jesus. This dude was out in the street shouting, top of his lungs, y'all need to accept Jesus. And it's like, has this guy never heard of Muhammad? Ooh, nervous. Don't worry, I'm atheist. It's fine. It's like the one time in this country's history where it's better to be that than Muslim. Oh, thank God he doesn't believe anything. Great. I do believe in something. I believe in life after love. I'm going to close it there. Thank you guys.
Longest set was for the cancer kids, and he opened with the Honey Humans of New York cancer bit. Anyway, he mentioned watching porn, and I was looking at his age, and I immediately assumed not only is his family here, but they're the ones paying for him to watch it. And then he said he lives with his parents, and so now I'm imagining like later tonight, like, hey, Mom and Dad, what happened with the Wi-Fi password? Why's it changed? I've been gaming and I can't. Ladies and gentlemen, our next performer.